Hi Commodore 64 enthusiasts, here's a short preview video of FREEZE64 issue 44, which was released in March 2021. We got Rick Dangerous on the front cover, which is our retrospective game and cover feature game, and we also got an interview with the designer of the game, Simon Phipps, who we spoke to. So there's the front cover and a wonderful image there by Simon himself. So let's have a look what's inside the issue. So we have the standard contents page, which we call load, the load page, and there's a photo there of Simon himself. What have we got? 25 scattered Ricks, see if you can find them, 91 mentions of the Commodore 64, 35 screenshots and 13,214 average word count. There's quite a few words there for you to go through. Here's the found page, which is the kind of welcome page, and straight away you'll spot a photograph of this gentleman here, who is Stuart Gregg. Stuart is the programmer of Rick Dangerous on the Commodore 64. So Simon Phipps designed it and produced the graphics, and Stuart coded it. Now, Stuart, I tried to get an interview with Stuart probably about 2 to 3 years ago, and he kept saying, yeah, no worries, yes, no worries, yes, 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 kept pushing it back, and then eventually I said, look, Stuart, you're a busy man, I'll leave you for now, but just give me a few words regarding Rick Dangerous itself, which I can use with the interview with Simon. And so he sent me this photograph and also this small paragraph. Hopefully I'm going to get to speak to him for a future issue of FREEZE64, because I want to talk to him about the making of Gauntlet on the Commodore 64. So that's the welcome page, and again we got some scattered sprites. There's one and there's another one up there of Rick, and there's also the great cover picture there by Simon. Oh, there's one of the enemy sprites down the bottom there from Rick Dangerous. So here's our retrospective look at Rick Dangerous. Discuss the actual game itself, how it plays, what's included in the game, what you have to look out for. We've got some graphics here of the little intro screens within the game. Then I hack the game. So I provide infinite life cheats, infinite bullets, infinite dynamite, turn the collision off so you can walk around without dying, walk through the walls, which is great fun. Also the moon jump, which is hilarious, and then the level skip to jump you to the 4 different levels of the game. And then there's my summing up, Vinny's final thoughts, and then I give it a rating of 86%. I don't normally give it a rating, but I just kind of felt it fitting to do that. Then there's our usual mouldy cupboard game, and so this is a section where I look at old quirky, unknown, not so popular games. This one's called Circus, which is a bit of a weird one because I don't think it was released in the shops. I think it was some kind of weird rental game. You see, you could only rent it and couldn't really buy it. I'm not sure, but there's a bit of an explanation within the retrospective look at the game. I haven't played it for years, so literally what I'm doing is loading and playing the game and writing the review for you at exactly the same time, so you'll get some humorous comments as I go along. Our final part of our diary of a game, Toxic Frenzy. So Toxic Frenzy was a game that was written by Jason here, Jason Oakley, who lives in Australia. He produced the game as a FREEZE64 giveaway on Christmas Eve, and it's a remake of, I've forgotten the original name of the game, can't remember now, Oil Frenzy, or anyway, it was one of those Game Watch games, and Jason recreated it and also provided us with this fab diary. And this is the 3rd and final part, and then in the next issue we've got a brand new diary of a game to share with you all. So that's over 3 pages, so the final part's there. Then our very own Julian Rignall zaps back to issue number 26 of Zap64 magazine, which was, when was it? Oh, it was sometime in 1987. I can't remember now. So Julian looks at games such as, what does he look at? Well, he mentions Nemesis the Warlock, Gods and Heroes. So these are lower scoring games. Masters of the Universe, Alvida Zane Monty, Big Trouble in Little China. But he also mentions the big hitters, such as, what's this one here? Zolix, and also Zenji, which were re-releases, Activision re-releases. Both getting sizzlers there from Zach64. Secret Squirrel, we look at First Samurai demo. So this was a demo that was released on Commodore Formats cover tapes. They released the demo of First Samurai, and Frank Gaskin, my good friend Frank Gaskin, has always said to me, I wonder if there's a little bit more in the demo than just what we get to within the demo. So there's a certain point that you reach in the game, which is at this waterfall here, and then you can't go any further. So he asked me, is there any chance you can hack the game so that we can get the player on the other side of the waterfall, which we have done here. And lo and behold, there is actually a lot more to the game, and believe it or not, the whole game is actually in there, with a few added bugs, obviously, because it wasn't a completed version, but it's quite surprising what actually is there available to play on the demo. Then we got a hidden message in Artura, which was released by, who was it released by? Sentient Software. Oh no, it was produced by Sentient Software and released by Gremlin Graphic. Not a particularly high scoring game. Then there's our Developments Den interview with the great Simon Phipps. I'm a big fan of his work, his artwork. He's a fantastic artist, and I'll be totally honest with you here. I did the interview with Simon, and I didn't realise before the interview that it was Simon that produced Jet Power Jack for the BBC Micro, which I own. I own the original of, and I have it on my BBC Micro, and I love the game, and I didn't know Simon produced it. So that was a bit of a revelation for me, and it was great. It was just, you know, it was lovely to know that not only has he produced the graphics for some fab games, but he's also coded Jet Power Jack for the BBC Micro. Anyway, a lovely interview with Simon, very informative, great to hear about what happened back in the day with regards to producing games for the Commodore 64. He did the graphics for these games here, and obviously designed Rick Dangerous. And there's Skate Crazy, which he produced the graphics for. And then there's this driving, Dangerous Driving, that he helped produce recently for the PS4, which I've got a copy of. So that's the interview with Simon. Then we have our We Don't Do Reviews section, where we have a mini review of Tiny Quest by the Digital Monastery guys, which is a gorgeous looking game. And the guy that produced the graphics, Federico, has allowed me to use his graphics for the review. And then, so I give it a mini review, and then our new team member, Dan Tutil, he also gives it a mini review. We'll both give it a rating, which you can see there. No big reveals. Discovering Winning Streaks is our next feature. Now, there's a bit of a story behind this. So, Jonathan Temples, who used to be Jonathan Smith back in the day, produced the graphics for CJ Elephant. And so I got to interview Jonathan back for issue 32, which was a CJ Elephant issue. We've kept in touch, and just before Christmas, Jonathan contacted me and said, I've got this game I made. Now, just remember, he was always a graphics guy, but he phoned me up and said, I've got this game I created. Do you want it? I said, yeah, it'd be great to share with FREEZE64 subscribers and readers, and then eventually put out there into the Commodore 64 scene. So he sent me the game on tape, and then we had this discussion over the phone, which I kind of relay here in this small feature, which also mentions the sad passing of his friend here, Derek Hall, who helped him to learn programming and also helped him to produce Winning Streak. And so we kind of did this little feature for Derek's widow, and I sent her a copy of this issue about a week or so ago, which Jonathan suggested, which was a nice touch. So anyway, it's a story of actually finding the game and a bit about the game itself. It was never released, but so and it's a finished game, it's a completed game, and was supposed to be for Atlantis Software, but I finally got it released and passed it over to Frank Gaskin, who now houses it on the Games That Weren't, website on the internet. Moving on, we have our Pokes and Codes, our regular feature Pokes and Codes page, and this time it's Run and Gun, which is a game created by Carlton Handley. So there's Infinite Shields, Infinite Lives, Infinite Continues, and Fly Mode. Now, you want to turn all of those on, and definitely with the Fly Mode, and it's a lot of fun. Add walk through walls, and then give yourself a key card, and it just opens up the game just to a lot of fun. It's great walking through the walls and flying around with this Fly Mode cheat. So treat yourself to that. This little bit here, this list of pokes, this actually adds a piece of code to the game, which you can see there. And what it does is it codes in the Commodore key. So when you're playing the game, you just tap the Commodore key and it gives you a key card. So you don't have to go and find the key card. You just get to an area where you need to use the key card, tap the Commodore key. You instantly get a key card, and you can move to the next section automatically. And then finally, My Commodore 64 Heaven features Reese Clapworthy. Reese is producing a game at this moment in time. I can't remember the name of the game now, but it's got this, I mean, it looks like it's going to be absolutely amazing. And it features this little dragon here. And I don't think I've seen anything like it. And fingers crossed we'll get to see the game soon. He gets to finish it. But we visit Reese, who lives in Swansea, which is South Wales. So over the Severn Bridge we go, just to check out his Commodore 64 collection. And then on the back we have MW Ultra, which is a game released by Cytronic Software. And there you have it. That's issue number 44 of FREEZE64, which is available on www.freeze64.com.